Hi, Black Gypsy here. In today's Pick a Card reading, we're going to be talking about what you don't realize about yourself. What you don't realize about yourself. So this could be anything from your physical traits, to your personality traits, to your potential towards your life goals. Stuff in that matter where people can see, but you don't see within yourself. So today we don't have any representations for each of the piles. You need to use your intuition. Pile number 1 will be this, and pile number 2 would be this pile. Use your intuition. Timestamps will be in the description box below. Pick your pile and I'll see you at your reading. Hello. If you pick pile number 1, let us see what you don't realize about yourself. Okay, pile number 1. Before we get into our tarot cards, let us look at the oracle messages that we have for today. This one says the 10-90 ratio. This one says reminder. Now, onto our tarot cards. The first card we have is the 9 of Wands. The second card here is the Knight of Cups. And the last card we have is the King of Wands in reverse. So, what you don't realize about yourself, pile number 1. What you don't realize about yourself, pile number 1, is that you push real hard. You fight till the end here with the 9 of Wands. Nothing stops you from getting what you want, what you desire, despite the fact that you probably are worn out. 9 of Wands is all about like perseverance, but it's also a card about boundaries and probably isolating yourself because you've been through a lot in life. I mean, who doesn't? But that's how the 9 of Wands is portrayed. What you don't realize about yourself is people can see that you've been hurt. This could be on a physical stance, like you might have had a lot of bruises somewhere, like you probably work in a physically intense environment. Some of you guys are contract workers. Some of you guys work in construction. Some of you guys work in the sanitation department. Anything that requires physical labor. You probably had a major bruise, or you probably broke your leg and you have a terrible scar, and people can see that. But the fact of the matter is that you keep pushing yourself through it. No little wound, no little broken bone is going to stop you from working or stop you from getting what you desire. And what you don't realize about yourself with the 9 of Wands is that there are times where you need to take a break. People might fear that you might collapse one day and you might stay in the hospital for quite some time. And people just want to prevent that from happening to you. But it seems like with the 9 of Wands, you give off this I don't need your help kind of vibe. And speaking of help, we have the Knight of Cups, which is our next card. Knight of Cups is a very charming, very sweet persona. This person is open up to friendships. What you don't realize about yourself is, for some of you, despite the fact that you've been through a lot of, you know, tough times, or been through some physical, intense labor, the Knight of Cups says that you still have a very good heart. You still are open to new friendships. So let's just say you're working outside in the hot sun, and somebody stops and asks for directions to the nearest Walmart. You wouldn't mind just stopping what you're doing and just share the instructions, and probably share a joke or two, so that the person can find the nearest Walmart. Right? There's just a friendly demeanor about you, and people find that to be quite nice. That's something that you don't realize about yourself. Like, you could be very generous in times of pressure with you, pile number one, and people like that. What you don't realize about yourself here with the King of Wands in reverse is that you probably have a bit of confidence issues at times. When I think of the King of Wands, this is somebody that's a leader, somebody that's charismatic, and they're also well liked by a lot of people. With the King of Wands, what you don't realize about yourself is you could be someone that's really well liked by people, or you have a very grand presence about yourself. Your energy, your aura, it's very good. But with it in reverse, it could mean that you doubt yourself a lot. Right? It could be because of the Nine of Wands energy, because of the bad things that had happened to you in the past, what you've been through. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like you deserve to be at the bottom of the barrel instead of being at the top. That you don't see yourself as like the King of Wands, where you're desired, where people want to be around you, people want to celebrate you, stuff like that. So with the King of Wands, is telling me that what you don't realize about yourself is that you're a very attractive person, but you gotta believe in yourself. People want you to start believing in yourself more. What you don't realize about yourself here, I'm seeing two lions in these cards. So there's a lion here, there's a lion here. When I think of lion, I think of king of the jungle. I think of being the center of attention. I think of Leo. Some of you might be a Leo, or you need to start behaving like one, like being the center of attention. What you don't realize about yourself is, you are somebody that people would like to put on a pedestal. People put you on a pedestal, I should say. And there's a lot of respect, there's a lot of admiration, and there could be a little bit of intimidation. But now I'm not saying like intimidation like they're scared of you, but intimidation as like they're intimidated by you because they're inspired by you. Right? It's like there is a sense of like, I don't want to get on this person's bad side, or else this person might cut me off, kind of deal. I don't know what the 10-90 ratio means here for this card, but it sounds like you are part of like the 10%. And what you don't realize about yourself, pile number one, is that you're not supposed to be amongst like regular people. I don't know. It's giving me like you have part of the 10%, and then you got the 90%. You're not really part of the 90%. You're supposed to be up there with the 10%. I don't know if recently you've been humbling yourselves, like if you, I'll give this as an example. Like, if you know you're too, back in high school, if you know you're too smart for a regular class, like a CP college prep class, you wouldn't want to stay there. You would want to go to like an advanced prep class, those classes that they call AP classes, where they prepare you to go to one of the best schools in the country, in America, right? there's something about where with the 90-10 ratio is that what you don't realize about yourself is you undervalue yourself. You don't know how important you are, to the point where you need to be a little bit more exclusive. All right. So the don't forget card here, there's a reminder that could mean that it's probably saying that don't forget your worth. Don't forget your value. Right? Because people see it. You're very, very valuable, you're very, very attractive, and you're very, very powerful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards from my truth picture to fine tune this message a bit further. We have black, we have young, and we have seductive. What you don't realize about yourself, pile number 1 with the truth picture cards. With the black card, what you don't realize about yourself is something that relates to the color black. Okay, I was talking about the bruises earlier. Maybe you might have a black bruise on your body that you need to check. I don't know why I'm thinking about bruises for this one. Like, I'm thinking of black eye. I don't think it has to be that intense, but if you do have bruises, get those checked out. But other than that, with the black card, there's something rather that you own or characteristic that you have that is black that really stands out to people. With the young card, what you don't realize about yourself is no matter how old you are, I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70, whatever in that age range, you have a very youthful spirit. You have a lot of energy. There's a lot of vitality with you. All right, I did mention with the 9 of Wands that you persevere, you keep going, right? Kind of remember when kind of like when you remember when you were a little kid, or if you see children, like when they fall down, they might cry for a little bit, but then they get up and they still play. They still play. Now, if it's a grown adult, like maybe in their 30s, 40s, and they fall down, it's probably going to take maybe a good 5 minutes for them to get up, because they're just not used to falling down. They're used to standing up still. You know, they probably have a job. If they constantly keep falling, you know, it's going to be a liability to the company. Like, oh my goodness, the company got to pay millions of dollars because this person keep falling, but it's not really their fault. I'm not going to get deep into that. But the young card, I think of you with a youthful spirit. Like with the Knight of Cups, you still believe in the best of people. You know, there's a little bit of innocence, there's a little bit of playfulness, and that's something that you don't realize about yourself is you have a very, very youthful energy. You have a lot of energy, and people like that. You might even look young too. I'm also, last but not least, we have the seductive card. What you don't realize about yourself is that you're very seductive. You're very, very, very seductive. I'm seeing fire energy from the 9 of Wands, the King of Wands, especially the King of Wands. King of Wands is an attractive card. I feel like you can get what you want. I feel like you can get anything that you want. That's another thing. What you don't realize about yourself. If you put your mind into it, you can seduce your way into having things your way. I am seeing this woman here in the 90-10 ratio. She has her face covered here. So I don't know if she's a belly dancer, but usually belly dancers, they have that mask all over their face to add mystery to their performance. Some of you guys may be belly dancers. Some of you guys may be exotic dancers, pole dancers, burlesque dancers, or any kind of sensual kind of dancer. Or if you're someone that's not into dance like that, you probably dress really, really seductive in a way. But you're very attractive, and it's very alluring. It kind of captivates people. Sometimes people might take it the wrong way, but with the Knight of Cups, you definitely have like, what you don't realize about yourself is that you may have some people that really, really, really want to be in some sort of relationship with you. Maybe you want to be your friend or your lover, etc., etc. So that's what I'm getting for you, pile number one. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Hi, if you pick pile number two, let us see what you don't realize about yourself. Okay, pile number two. Before we get into our tarot cards, the first, we're going to look into our oracle messages that we have for today. This one says, the day you plant the seed. This one says, trapped. Now onto our tarot cards. The first card that we have is the Ten of Cups. The second card we have is the Six of Cups in reverse. And the last card we have is the is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So, what you don't realize about yourself. With the Ten of Cups, what you don't realize about yourself is that people like to be around you. People enjoy your company. People feel good to be around you. It's like a big, big happy family, like a big family reunion. That same energy around Christmas time, where you're around people that you haven't seen in a long time, aunts, uncles, and cousins, may even be childhood best friends. And people love you a lot here with the Ten of Cups. However, I feel like you're missing the moment here with the Six of Cups in reverse. The Six of Cups in reverse talks about like staying in the past, not being able to move on from the past. You're just reminiscing how things used to be. What you don't realize about yourself is, despite the fact that, people like to be around you, but there's maybe you probably are missing the moment sometimes. Like, you could go to a party and you hang around with all of the people that you grew up with, but somehow I feel like with the Six of Cups there's a sense of like you're not being forgiving, or you just can't look past, you cannot see the progress within a relationship with someone. Right, let's just say you're around a cousin that you've been around for quite some time when you were a child, and then you see them again after a very, very long time. You remember them when they were a kid, and or maybe as a young adult, where they were just immature, maybe lagging behind in life, or probably they said something to you or didn't believe in you in something. And now when you see them again, they probably matured more, but you're just looking at them as if they were the same person as they were when you were like maybe 5 years ago. And people just want you to stop staying in that cycle and how things used to be, and want you to start progressing more with the Six of Cups, right? we'll never ever get the past back. The past is gone. You can definitely use it as memories, but people just want you to start with the Ten of Cups, start enjoying people more and celebrating, accomplishments, parties, stuff in that matter. With the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, what you don't realize about yourself is you could be someone that works a lot. You probably work really, really, really hard. You probably spend more time focusing on your job, as like I said before, like you like to reminiscent on the past. You like to pay attention to things that just doesn't matter. Right? And people want you to start getting out of your comfort zone and start, investing, creating more stable relationships with other people on a deeper level. With the Day You Plant the Seed card, there's something about you where you're like, you're kind of procrastinating on something. What you don't realize about yourself is that you could be a procrastinator. You could be procrastinating. When I see the Six of Cups card, it's like woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's like, man, I don't know if this is gonna work out for me. Should I wait? Or if I do it, then this might happen. And the Day You Plant the Seed is telling you, like, when the day you plant the seed, it's going, whatever, the day you plant the seed, I should say, things will start progressing. Okay, if you're just stalling, if you're just, as I mentioned, just the woulda, coulda, shoulda, you're going to be in that Queen of Pentacles energy, just being stuck in a very mundane cycle. Okay, that's something that you don't realize about yourself. And the Trapped card is very self-explanatory. What you don't realize about yourself is that you feel people see that you feel very trapped, or you need to know that you are trapped in something and you need to get out of it. Okay, you need to get out of it. Because with that Ten of Cups, this tells me like there are people that like you. It's telling me like some really, really close friends that really, really like you, but you're just not paying attention to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Truth Picture to fine-tune this message a bit further. We have Dangerous. We have Responsible. And we have Crazy. Dangerous, responsible, and crazy. What you don't realize about yourself with the Dangerous card is you might be doing something dangerous here. This might have something to do with your mental health. I don't know why I'm thinking with the Trapped card. You're being trapped in your own mind, your own thoughts. And with the Six of Cups, people might think like you might need to talk more about what you're thinking about. They don't want you to feel trapped in your thoughts too much, or else they might think that you might do some self-harm. What you don't realize about yourself is maybe you're doing something dangerous. It doesn't even have to be just your thoughts, but there's something, your occupation here with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is giving me something about being very careless or not being very fully aware on what it is that you're working on. Some of you guys might have a dangerous job. Some of you guys could be a welder. Some of you guys could be a miner, like working in the mines. Some of you guys, what else could be a dangerous job? Could be a police officer. That's a dangerous job. Anything. And what you don't realize about yourself is you got to be more careful. Got to be very, very, very careful. Responsible. The second card is what you don't realize about yourself is that people think you're responsible, even though I did mention before, like, You might be having a very dangerous job and you have the Queen of Pentacles there. People may want you to be responsible or be more responsible. Okay? Especially when it comes to the day you plant the seed. I was talking about like procrastination. There's a call to action you must have done recently. Like you needed to do something. People want you to start investing, start being proactive. Like with that Queen of Pentacles in reverse, it could mean like, I know I mentioned something about workaholic, but it could also mean like you may not be putting enough effort into some part of the task in your work here. And the responsibility card says make sure you're responsible to submit your work on time. Last but not least, we do have the crazy card. What you don't realize about yourself is people might think you're crazy. I did mention something about the mental health. People are afraid that you might get stuck in your mind. People might think you might get stuck in your head a lot, and it's probably going to distort your thoughts, distort your decisions a bit. And yeah, that's why the crazy card is there. They don't want you, people might think you're crazy. If you need to seek mental, some sort of help, you can go online to find a therapist. If you don't need that kind of help, then just disregard the message. But the crazy card is saying that people are very concerned on what it is that you're thinking, or the decisions you make at your job, at your schoolwork, etc., etc. So that's what I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.